broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Internet. It's 2015. First of all, we haven't been here for a while. This hasn't been here for a while. You're tuning in live on YouTube, hopefully, or on iTunes for the Epic Meal Empire after show.
Hope you're hungry. We're serving up a damn tasty after show.
A healthy helping of comedy, and laughs and friendship and new studios. Holy crap!
Look at this freaking gimmick.
This is Studio 8. Okay. I'm very excited to be, you know, one of the first folk to kind of be in this space after the new year.
Has anybody licked it yet? I want to be the first guy to lick it.
Please don't lick it.
Can I?
No. You were just complaining. Never mind. Anyway, welcome to the show. I am the Internet Soapbox Mark, joining you always as we do, talking about the epic food. And always, speaking of always, I love that song by Erasure, is True Hobo.
I am a hungry hobo.
I don't know, you got a nose like a hippo. So, today we're going to be talking about that's where I went with it.
You should have gone hippo teeth. Got teeth like hippo.
No, because that would require you to have teeth.
I do, but they're all gnarly, just like hippo teeth. They're like freak
huge,
Tuscan.
Like cut off Tuscan? They're Tuscan teeth? All right. Today we're going to be covering...
ride them like gondolas.
Oh, God. That's a thick gondola. I didn't know they had hippos in Italy. So we're going to be covering 2 episodes, A Bite to Remember and The Cycle of Life. Okay, let's talk about.
Okay.
So we're still back in that space of, hey, look, we're cooking a meal. Psych, we cooked it. Let's move on.
I think this is it, and I'm pretty much, I'm forced to accept it. So that's it. So they make the, what do they call it?
Just the poutine pupusa.
Poutine pupusa.
Poutine pupusa?
Poutine pupusa.
Poutinusa?
For hippopotamuses.
There you go.
Yes.
Perfect. And I would like to know what's in it, how they made it, what everything was constituted of.
Good.
And what was on top of it? Was it ham? Was it?
It looked like diced ham.
Yeah.
Probably ham.
But we don't get that disconnect is there.
Yeah, you're guessing, I guess.
And then it was just like, hey guys, prom, right? Sure. Yeah, let's talk about prom.
It's kind of sprung on you.
What
does prom bring to mind?
Did you ever end up going to a prom as an actual participant as opposed to just kind of looking like from the outside in?
Well, I always offered to buy beer for the pretty girls. But what? That's not illegal.
Prom memories, everybody.
That's a sound drop right there.
Seriously, that's just like, and back to one. Okay,
I did go to prom. I went to prom. I did that.
Okay.
Once or twice.
Yeah, I went to thrice proms. Because, yeah, my lady Payne's a year older,
right.
So I went to her junior, which was then her senior, my junior, and then my senior, and then, yeah.
She came back.
Yeah, that was weird. I made a music video with Keegan Allen from Pretty Little Liars. That was fun. That was crazy.
That's so weird. Okay,
Isn't that weird?
Actually makes sense. In this venue, we can actually mention that.
Yeah.
It actually makes some sense.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely our viewers, sure they watch Pretty Little Liars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we went to high school with Keegan. What a weird guy. Anyway. We find out that there is a thing called Meat Week, where
I thought every week was Meat Week.
I mean, I guess they do it. They go to like 11 on it, and maybe it's just all meat for every dinner is like a intense
can't imagine the sweats.
Red meat. Seriously, really?
The oil coming through your pores.
And it depends. Like, you gotta have a lot of different things. You got to have a lot of different things.
And done it a lot of different ways. I guess there's you have meat from every continent, I suppose.
Or every animal continent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there are so many animals that you can eat that aren't in the ocean. Land animals that you can eat are pretty small number, more or less.
They made it seem like it was
in the United States.
They made it seem like it was a red meat thing. So like it was just beef.
Well, I don't know.
That's what they made it seem like. So
well, we were in a barbecue joint.
So they wanted to make there was going to be this event for the people putting on Meat Week, and they wanted to turn it into a prom. And Harley immediately went 80s theme prom, like just instantly, because they had the most fun in seemingly at prom in the 80s.
Blame John Hughes.
I will.
He did his thing.
You know what?
That.
Not enough people are blaming John Hughes for stuff.
Absolutely, from the grave, you bastard.
Seriously, damn it, John Hughes. So Harley meets up with
meets up.
Yeah.
Meets up.
That's a joke. That's a pun, is what that is.
Yep.
Good. He's following along.
In a barbecue restaurant.
Yes, at a barbecue restaurant.
At a meat joint.
Called Smoke City, which I've been to. I don't know if you have.
I haven't. I've been by it a million times.
Yeah, it's down in the what would you call that? Like,
it's Van Nuys, just south of the car.
Yeah, Van Nuys in Burbank. It's this little Texas barbecue place called Smoke City. Really good.
Actually, the true cross is Magnolia.
But yeah, it's a little bit further down.
Van Nuys north of Magnolia.
Either local stuff. We're to Californians, but we're very good stuff. Very good brisket. If you're ever in the area, I'd recommend going. Like that. One of the things that I wish that they would do with the show is when they do meet these people at these different places, like they show the place, but is it ever enough to really go, oh, maybe I should try that? Like we have the connection with this place because we know, or at least so I've been and it's close and we see it all the time. But for like the bar that he went to get the cooking done for all of the other people.
They do feature the name, so you can
They show the name, but it's never just kind of like, oh, that seems like a good place. You always just get to kind of see the place. You don't really get a feel for it because they made Smoke City is really simple. It's just like a bunch of like, I wouldn't say picnic style tables, but they're nice and they got their own sauces and everything.
I mean, all the goofy, Southwestern stuff on the walls.
Texas gimmick. They have a meat duel. Who is the most meat?
Meat off.
Who
can beat the meat?
The best. No, yeah. Seriously, best. Who can offbeat the meat?
Offbeat.
Off meat beat.
This whole conversation is pretty offbeat.
Oh yeah. And it ends up coming down to hot sauce. It does, which I mean, Harley takes a little bit on his sausage.
I mean, he thinks he's a big man, and he's a big man in stature, but don't ever play with fire.
Really?
Yeah.
And then the Meat Week man, missed his name, feel bad about it, just started chugging the hot sauce.
Kind of an everyman, chugging. Sort of portly, kind of white guy, I guess, and his fine-looking wife. They have meat tattoos. Yes. They are so deep in this meat life, they have meat tattoos.
That's what separates them from the rest, is the meat tattoos, and the kind of cut in with the ribs.
They're about this life.
They are this life. They are this life. They decided everybody's prom essentially sucked. The only thing that it really needed was meat. Yeah. So they're going to fix that.
That was like the weird part was I couldn't quite grasp why, especially the lady. She was so meat. Like, I don't know if she grew up in some sort of vegan commune and tasted her first hamburger and went absolutely crazy.
That's
and
possible.
I have to eat this every day of my life.
And peeking. Thank you. All right. They get back into the idea chamber and they decide to make
idea chamber.
Lock
the doors.
Yeah, they'll be in there for a year, and in the real world, everything will pass like it's a day, and they'll come out with just overflowing with food. They decide to make a prom king and queen, a burger king, and a dairy queen.
Hey, you have to.
I don't know. But they,
What would you want to see other than a Burger King and Dairy Queen?
The Dairy Queen I liked.
Yeah.
I thought that they were gonna go more general meat with the King. Like, it's a great idea. It's a great idea, but I don't think that. they could have incorporated more meat with the king, because it's meat week as opposed to it's just ground beef. It's just burger.
Right.
That's all it is. So that really, I like how everything came together. I like how everything looked at the end, and we'll get to that. But I just wish there was a little bit more variety. They wanted to have a little bit more finger food. So
you need the finger foods.
Yeah. So that people can wait and just kind of enjoy themselves.
You can't just go into the main course.
No, that's the problem.
You can't do that.
So they decided to make wings, and here's where they went with the show, where I liked it. They incorporated a B silly sort of thing to do.
But it was tied into A.
But it was tied into A.
Complete disconnect from the main storyline.
Here's a silly thing that we're doing, but we're going to relate it to the main story like this. So they put Josh, the chicken wings, and hot sauce in a giant inflatable.
It's called a Zorb.
It's a Zorb. A giant inflatable hamster ball. And
threw them down a hill.
Threw them down a hill. They didn't even. They gave Josh the bottle, just the open jug.
Here, hold this.
Here, hold this, and you just saw it was bedlam. It was awful.
And it's hot sauce.
And
this
so
whole
much
thing
vinegar.
Pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
He was wearing like scuba mask.
Yeah,
which is good because you're not going to get it in your nose and your eyes. Miserable.
I liked the soundbite of "It's so slippery," but They stopped him. They grabbed some wings out. They were pretty nicely done. And it's like
GoPro footage on the Zorb is my favorite.
Perfect.
Part.
That wonderfully done segment ties everything together. Silly, you get to see these guys anticing, but it's still about the main meal.
It's about food.
It's about food.
It's gotta be about the food.
It's what we were there for, and wonderful.
It's this meat life.
Yeah. This Meat Life, is that on...
Hashtag Meat Life.
Is that on public radio? NPR?
I thought it was MTV.
No.
They got the Teen Moms. They got the, what's the True Life gimmick?
This American Life. Isn't that NPR?
Yeah, that's NPR.
Yeah. This Meat Life.
This Meat Life?
Yeah, NPR.
I was going more kid-based.
Yeah, does anybody out there know what NPR still is?
Around here.
Should we talk about Garrison Keillor and Prairie Home Companion? Is that another thing we could do?
I'll bet he likes meat. I don't know.
He looks like a man that enjoys a nice ribeye.
I mean, fish. He likes his oh crap! What's the terrible fish that they make? Not gefilte fish.
Lutefisk?
Lutefisk.
He does?
Yes.
Apparently, fresh lutefisk is pretty good. Just like gefilte. Just like gefilte.
Good.
Not anything from bottle. Thank you, Steven. the door.
I'm getting
is in fact a jar.
Thank you, Steven, for telling me to basically sit in Mark's lap. Thank you for that.
I mean, you can.
We're getting closer and closer.
Can we just center the shot, and then you'll be sitting? It's like,
can we do fusion?
Yeah.
We'll do fusion. Yeah. Which of us is stronger? That's the question, because they get their name first.
What kind of meat would you turn into if you did fusion? By the way, we have in the chat roll, Emmanuel Dominguez says, question, if you get a tattoo of any meat, what would it be?
Real or imaginary?
Real.
Real? Damn it. I was going to say, like, a dragon steak.
But how do you know it's dragon? Has it got, like, a ridge on it?
Yeah.
Like, would people see your tattoo and be like, oh, it's a dragon steak, and not just, oh, that's a steak. What kind of steak is it?
It'll breathe fire.
It's a fire-breathing steak.
Yeah, fire-breathing steak.
Has a small mouth, just, oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And some good face.
Face.
Yeah, people put
Beef
face in
face.
stew. I don't know. Probably pig. Some sort of fun thing with bacon.
Yeah,
you know, like
the chick had the bacon one on the ribs.
Like the skull, like it would be like a skull and crossbone, but it would be like you'd like have a snout, and the crosses would be bacon as opposed to.
Strips of bacon.
Yeah, so it'd be like a pirate flag, but it would be bacon.
That's
like
pretty good.
Bacon bandits.
Yeah. Let's see. What would I get?
But I don't do tattoos.
Probably like a T-bone steak.
T-bone suplex.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I would write. T-bone suplex.
It would be you giving a T-bone steak a T-bone suplex.
Oh, that's it.
There you go.
Ah! Perfect.
Yeah, or meat wrestler. Gross. Thanks for the question. And if anybody else is joining us live in the studio, always make sure to ask us stuff. That's one of the fun.
I like stuff.
That's one of the benefits of joining us live on YouTube is getting interacting. I like interacting.
Also, we're insane.
There is that.
There's a benefit.
You just made us talk about meat tattoos. How weird is that?
Yeah.
I did like the subtle yoga flame when they were throwing it was really random, but they were just tossing the wings in, and Amir or somebody went yoga flame. It's like, what the hell? That's not whatever. Josh became the Duke of Sauce. We get an 80s video montage of them like running into the kitchen and prepping with all of the
dance party.
Is anybody else winded after all of that dancing? No, just me.
I did like the picture of Dave and his wife from prom.
And yeah, all of the teachers looking down, just like, yeah, I can't believe you dropped it to that level.
That is the one tip I can give to ladies, is date down. Marry beneath you. Those guys will be faithful. Ugly guys, man, they'll be faithful 100%. I love my wife. I would never mess around, because I married up. I know where the status is.
Yeah, no.
I know how stupid I would be.
Yeah, without. No, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
So, like, we like to think we're pretty smart, but then there are times we're like, I'm really dumb.
Right.
And if I didn't have that lady in my life, I'd look a lot dumber than I am.
How do you think we got here?
Hey!
Women.
Man, like, we started doing the show, and it's like, Kylie Callie's in here, how do we do anything?
Wait for her to get here.
Yeah. No, she'll appreciate that comment if she ever hears it, if we remember.
No! She must never know.
She must never know how much we rely. So, they cook burgers. If there's a thing that can cook, there's a booger. Hello, there's a
Bastion booger.
Stupid. There's a burger on it. They deep fried burgers. They did stovetop. They did grilling.
They did the water gimmick.
Sous vide.
Sous vide.
They did which is weird because a friend of mine, like his dad, just got a sous vide and was like, "Come over, my dad likes playing with the toy." And I was like, "And you know what a sous vide is?"
Sort of.
It's vacuum steaming.
Right.
And
so
you can control the perfect temperature on whatever you're doing. So those burgers, I want to know where they ended up. Because, I mean, they were cooked, but, I mean...
They'd be real tender.
Yeah, they were probably perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. And that made me go, why would you use a sous vide? And they're like, oh, but that would be absolutely amazing.
Really would be.
Like a 50-50 patty. 50-50 patty in a sous vide.
How long does it take to cook?
Depends on the degrees. And it's just absolutely mad.
They contributed to the weather quality in Los Angeles.
They did. Super smoky.
So damn smoky. All that grease goes right into the air.
Ah, it's beautiful, right?
They almost, like, died.
They made deep fried cheese legs.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Most American sentence in this thing. Let's deep fry the cheese.
Just like, you son of a jerk. Why did you have to make that joke? Where should we make this a part of the dairy hands or the dairy legs? How about the derriere? Perfect. That's one of those things that I can imagine. Like when Judd was here, he was talking about, or Jude was here, sorry. Like they say something, they're like, no, go back. We have to shoot that again.
Take it again.
Because that was a super close up. It wasn't very candid, but it feels like it was just one of those dumb things that they said. And we get to prom night. They're in the limo enjoying some wine coolers.
Oh, yeah.
Harley brought his dog. Dave brought the chicken.
Bumping that, I don't have to pay royalties on this mix.
The royalty-free mix.
Yeah.
That was a good one. That was a good joke. Everybody was kind of enjoying it. Amir rolled in and was like, yeah, I'm the king of the prom. Like fitting. Everybody was getting really into it.
But him more than anybody. He got 2 dates. Like, what are you doing?
Dave brought the chicken. I'm surprised his wife wasn't there.
She must have been doing some wife stuff.
And she might have been there, and they just like, for the storyline, let's just give him the chicken. And Josh brought his cousin.
Not a bad looking
cousin,
gal,
but cousin.
Kissing cousins?
No, probably not.
Well, you never know.
Well.
How far apart? That's the question.
They bring
How deep is your gene pool? Bee Gees never wrote that song. Actually, that's How Deep Was Your Love, but they were like, well, we should change this. That's too weird.
That's a little too... Yeah, they changed...
How Deep Was Your Love?
That was the original song.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz exclusive. Let's get one of the Gibbs in here.
The more you know.
How many of the Gibbs are left?
One,
All right,
I think.
Let's get them in here. Anybody? Phil?
We're going to have
Steven?
to get some cocaine first. That's how you entice the Gib.
We got a pretty clean table here.
You get a line from the street up to the door, and then you trap it.
It's like Hansel and Gretel sort of a thing? Like reverse Hansel and Gretel?
Yes. The 70s never died.
No, of course not. They bring up Hot Ricky and the Lynx. A live band. That's really funny.
Cool.
That's pretty funny. They had the Meat Prom love song that was absolutely beautiful. I'll never love you more than I'll love Meat Prom.
Very, very music-centric couple of episodes. Just for that, the original songs featured in both.
It was really cool. When they did the reveal They brought them out in like the nice like prom wear, and they had the rib crowns.
I love that. That was great touch.
What I loved is they made the reference earlier in the show, and I'm kind of sad that they spoiled it with the like coming up on Epic Meal Empire sort of thing. But they did the whole Carrie gimmick. They did all of the shots. They did the close-ups and everything was super cheesy. But they dropped a bucket of barbecue sauce on the king and marinara sauce on the queen, and they probably went back and did the second because it was just a little. Right. It wasn't quite on the mark, but it was really funny. The bit lasted pretty long, but it was still.
It did go a bit long. Like you could have cut a couple of frames out of there.
We know where you're going. A couple of cutbacks could have been cut.
Yeah, that means you add. If you cut cutbacks, you add.
No, you cut the cutting back and forth.
Oh,
a couple of cutbacks.
That's different.
Yeah,
that's a back and forth. You cut a back and forth. You don't cut a cut back and forth.
Welcome to film school prep with Hobo and the Smart.
Splitting hairs 101.
Yep. Yeah, it's film school. Everybody's having an awesome time. You know who was there? I always forget his name, and I feel terrible. The guy on Conan who does the video game segments with him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Always forget his name.
I always look in the crowds to see if I recognize anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No Daniels this time.
No Daniels.
But everybody had a wonderful time. They had the couple picture spot. That was fun. Harley's thinking of other meat events. $4 billion ideas. All in his head. Meat bar mitzvah, meat wedding.
Meat bris.
Dude, you know what?
Yep.
Get some beef tips in there?
Absolutely.
Absolutely fantastic. Really? That took you off guard? Come on. That's in. That's in with whatever. I got a million of them. Oh no! Solid episode. They made up with the sort of cutting off the beginning with incorporating the beef storyline, with kind of making it a 1.5 storyline as opposed to its own separate thing, which is what they did with this one. They gave a little bit Cycle of Life, episode 8 of season 2. They did Fast Food Wellington, which they have done before on the Epic Meal Time.
Flaky crust on that, my God.
It's good. Like, beef Wellington's really good.
Yeah. I actually don't think I've ever had beef Wellington. One time I had an entire rack of lamb. Never had beef Wellington.
All right. You know what? I believe it.
Don't ask how.
I'm not. I imagine you ate it after it was cooked.
You can imagine that.
Awesome.
Doesn't mean it's true.
Damn it.
I am the chupacabra, though.
Oh, that's good to know.
It's good to know.
Yeah. They have a discussion about how fancy everybody is. Dave fills a pipe with ketchup, and that was really weird. And then here's the problem with the new. This shows an explicit problem with the new format. Is they started the show, and then Natalie rode in on a bicycle, and then the Wellington didn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
It was just a reason for them to be there so Natalie could ride in on a bike. And that could have been a hard cut with Natalie. And that's the thing, is because sometimes you get the cold open, and then sometimes you get the reveal of what the job is, and then you get the open. But with this, it was they did the whole meal thing in the first, quote-unquote, the opening segment.
Right.
And then it was, oh, hey, by the way, bicycles. So it
but
didn't.
The first thing is so quick. It's not even a segment.
That's the thing.
Wellington bicycle. It's like
I need a Wellington bicycle.
Wellington
bicycles. It's on Venice, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, they got a nice crew there.
It's good. I think it's what Freddie Mercury rode. It was a Wellington bicycle.
A Wellington bicycle?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. Are you going to take me over right? Sorry. We got.
I hear fat bottom girls will be riding today.
Yeah, they make the rock and roll go around. And scene. So it seems like they're fading into a new way of doing the show, where they're just focusing on the single meal.
They're doing the reality show.
Oh, is that what this is? Oh, hold on. Let me look at my notes. Yes, this is a reality show.
But
Excellent.
They're like doing the whole reality show thing of there's no explicable reason for this to be happening, and now this is happening. Like
it's like a Simpsons opening, where the opening segment barely sort of ties into what the rest of the episode is.
Right.
And like they go to the storybook theme park, and the whole episode is about Lisa becoming a vegetarian because the lambs look too cute. Like that's like what? But no, we were somewhere. Why don't we do
beef Wellington? So now we're gonna
do
a bicycle thing.
Something for cyclists.
That actually is the entire thing, and now for something completely different.
But it's not as poignant as Monty Python. They're going to be doing a cyclist event. There's a big ride where they take over the streets just to sort of promote an alternative form of transportation, like cars.
The cars. They are an alternative form.
So how much they kind of hate when they. It's not real hate, but
No.
it's like cynicism sort of a thing when they have to do something where it seems like, oh, this is stupid. Let's make fun of it. Like with the vegan episode where they had to make the vegan thing is like. Yeah, we still have meat though, so we're gonna eat meat in front of you. But that's the gimmick.
It's like they're 13.
Yeah,
they never stopped being 13.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
not that they actually did stop being 13.
I mean, Harley's about the same height.
Yeah.
So in the middle of it, Harley's mom called, and they just kept it. And I thought that was going to incorporate something into like the B storyline. It's like, you never call me anymore. But it was like, no, it was just
my mom being my mom.
Just my mom being my mom. Harley heads to the Orange Bike Shop. I assume that's in Orange, California. I would assume, or it's just they like the color orange.
Far, I don't
know. Cyclists, they do
should have looked that up.
huge. They do huge rides sometimes, so I wouldn't be surprised.
It's supposed to be though one of those rides that incorporates all kinds of people. Like it's supposed to be an all-inclusive kind of ride.
Yeah.
And I really kind of dig that. You know, it's a community thing at that point. It really is trying to be an alternative lifestyle by incorporating everybody. Mm-hmm. It's not just for these guys who ride bikes. It's for everybody who rides a bicycle.
I can get that. I can get behind that.
I get it.
Harley tries on some cycling pants and a cycling hat. Too much man, not enough pant. One of my favorite lines. Also, another one of my favorite lines. Give me a bike before I kick someone's ass. Because he just felt like a total, just like, I'm a badass. It wasn't, though.
I bet he felt like a wrestler just then.
Oh, probably with tights.
Bike before I kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
That's like something squeezing your nuts to make you really just
that cyclist stuff is, I mean, it's no joke. Like the friend of ours who got into cycling hardcore, like dropped weight, and he does all of these really long rides and stuff. It's crazy. It's intense. It really does, like, good on you as a way of getting yourself fit. It's hard to cycle in LA though. It really is. Like unless you're close enough.
I mean, a friend of ours has been hit by cars 5 or 6 times. always for the better though. Television's Joe Galley, who's invincible.
Just repair his body. Once I rode out that bicycle, I felt like I could fly. I was a kid again. And then he's just riding around, rides out. I'm just kidding. I left my jeans here. They're back in the studio. Idea time. The idea chamber. The hyperbolic idea chamber. We're back.
Yes.
And Natalie makes a really funny pun. It's really dumb, but I really like it. Spandex?
Yeah.
Spandex?
Spandex.
They decide to make a four person bike. So
like a double tandem.
Double tandem. So it's essentially a car. 2 tandem bikes side by side. It's a car. And they decide. Natalie's really creeped out. Just like, what the hell's going on?
It was a little
pig,
strange.
Lamb, rabbit, turkey.
Turkey. What's the fourth? Turkey.
Yeah, turkey. That's an easy one. So if they wanted to go even easier, they would have done chicken. If they wanted a challenge, they would have done cow. But then they're going to wrap the bike in candy because of the bright colors. They don't want anybody to get hit. It's like the reflectors. They wanted to call it the bike of death.
Would you eat the bike of death?
No. And then Amir, in his infinite wisdom, the cycle of life.
Cycle of life.
It's beautiful. Absolutely.
True.
Everybody just amazing. And then in quick cut, when we get back from the no, it's the same segment. They're just talking about rap names, and they take a look back at all the times Harley is like, oh no, that's a good rap name. I like that name.
He does do that a lot.
He does.
He really does.
But that's my. It's something that Paul and Storm do. What? No. What am I doing? Brain. There's a gimmick that other people do.
You're here now.
There's a thing that other people do where it's that's my so and so cover band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun bit to do. But the rap names are fun, and they decide, hey, why don't we just make a rap song? Okay, so they take different kitchen equipment, different foods, and they do Foley, and they record the different sounds. The top of the show, that was their song.
That was it, man.
Yeah.
That's their single.
Epic Meal Empire. That was their show one week. Instead of doing a cooking show, their Tuesday release was the music video.
Oh, right. Yeah,
In anticipation for the 5 or so minutes that we got dedicated to the rap song during the show. They record the Foley. Just like cooking, we're bad at it, but we still do it.
That's, yep.
That's the way to, you learn and then you move on.
You do what you enjoy.
Yeah, no matter whether you're good at it or not.
Good at it.
Picture Wrestling on Soapbox Car TV.
We're good at it.
Dave, Harley, and Amir, they're not getting into the rhythm when they're in the studio. They're just like, they're trying. We see them messing up more than we see them succeed. We don't see them succeed at all, which would be weird if you're trying to promote, hey, there's this awesome thing we're doing. We're not going to show them succeed. And then Josh gets up and just totally nails the rhythm and sounds really good. He was owning that. He was hitting the changes.
Mother, man.
Yeah. It's the hair. But sorry, Drake. You got moved to number 5. There are now 4. We are the top 4 Canadian Jewish rappers. Amir's not even, I was going to say Canadian. Amir's not even Jewish, and we're lumping him in. Yeah.
That just shows you how threatening Drake is.
Hey, man, he's a miracle guy. He got out of that wheelchair.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Degrassi.
Yeah, Drake was in a wheelchair for Degrassi, and then he got healed. It was great.
Was a TV show.
Yeah, and he was in a wheelchair for it.
Okay,
we're speaking the same language, man.
All right,
we're going back film school. They make meat helmets for everybody. Ground beef for the smaller animals, and then the ham helmet for the big, which is a little messed up.
That's a little weird,
but it's also really funny. They're brining everything. Amir's making bacon strip messenger bags. It's like, Amir, this is the only time I'm ever gonna say this. That's so cute. And then they have a little cute moment. It's pretty amazing. Who was it? Was it Amir that was talking about animals need to sign a waiver to say whether they want to be taken to a plant or used on Epic Meal Empire?
Yes. But they can't write. They can't write. But they just nod or bleed or something. It's fine.
And that works? That's acceptance? Cool.
Now they can get married. That's what that means. As soon as they can sign that waiver, man, people will be marrying animals. This is what happens. Gay marriage. Now people are marrying animals.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's Bedlam. The Republicans were right.
They were right.
So
God.
The Bike Bros roll up. Pretty cool shot. It was
a lot of freaking bikes.
It was a really nice. They
couldn't have been that close.
That's the no. But I figure it was, hey, let's transport the bikes here, and then we'll have you guys ride in.
They'd have to rent those.
I don't think so.
Several trucks.
I don't think so. For bicycles?
Yeah.
There's like 40 dudes. That's a pretty big truck.
40 bicycles.
Yeah.
Or
cycles.
38 because there was a tandem.
Oh, yeah, all right. So I don't think it would be that hard. Renting a truck is probably easier and cheaper than other ways of transportation. I don't know.
Jude, we have a question.
Oh.
He's not here.
Or he comes over. He's like, oh, he's on the couch. Oh, great. But did you see the parking sign? No. So they had an area of the studio for all of the bikes, and it was roped off. And they had like a caution sign or a yield sign that was a pig, whose front hooves were on the handlebars and rear ones were on the seat. These were just like, yeah. Nice. I would get that. I would get that if it was on a shirt. Put that on Epic Mealtime. Shop.epicmealtime.com. You can get all of your Epic Mealtime merchandise, including toques and hats.
Bacon messenger bags.
I wish. I wish. Or if they had a flippin' like if they sold packs of bacon,
they could make
candy,
like a bacon weave purse. Not made out of real bacon, but made out of something that looks like bacon.
I don't know. Maybe messenger. I think they have a messenger bag. I'm not sure. Why don't you check it out on Epic Meal Times shop.epicmealtimes.com.
See, now we're plugging their crap.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get to ours. The reveal is absolute madness. Okay, so the meal is fairly straightforward. It's just carcasses on a bike.
I don't know if I like this one.
They left the heads on everything except for the turkey. Just because that's how turkeys come. Have you ever eaten rabbit?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Hard to catch.
I figure. I figure there was a stew once in a while that we just like, oh, there's rabbit in there.
Like it depends on if it's like wild, then it's real lean, kind of gamey. But if it's one of them kind of domestic ones, they can be fat, and then you get a lot of fat with the meat, and the meat tastes better.
Yeah. But you don't remember here or there whether you have. It's odd. Just one of the things with our society is it's weird when there's like a pet animal a quote unquote pet animal
only in this country
that can be on the menu. Yeah. So like rabbit is a delicacy in other countries because they're more considered vermin as opposed to just like our obsession with hedgehogs. Like
you can eat those?
No. Let me say it like this. In England, they're like, oh, there's little annoying things in the bushes. Like it's like, oh my god, hedgehogs are so amazing.
Adorable,
but they're considered vermin. It's like it's different stuff. Like how Canadians and some other countries eat horses. Like I would never dream of that. Like there's.
I'd eat a horse.
I wouldn't go out of my way if I just ate something and they said that was horse, it was like, okay, you finish that. I'm not going to go throw up or anything, but you can finish.
I've never had an emotional connection with a horse, kind of like ever, even in the movies.
You haven't met the right one.
Like Flicka or
Seabiscuit.
Black Beauty or Seabiscuit. I'm just like that's a vehicle. That's transportation.
So the thing
that's
with
edible transportation.
So but that's also the weird thing with the rabbit is it's one of those sort of things where like maybe and another thing that they left the head on sort of a thing.
Left the ears on.
And and they poked the ears through the flipping helmet.
That's funny.
That was funny, but it's still at the same time, especially the guys who went right for the rabbit. Because they revealed this thing, just a big 4-bicycle, and all the animals on it with the helmets. Josh in the front and the rabbit on the handlebars. Josh in the front and he had a thermos, bottle full of barbecue sauce. That was flipping gross.
He tried to squeeze it. And he's like, I gotta suck this out of here.
And they had the old school like moving screen, like projector screen behind them, and it's like that was kind of funny. But this was definitely one that was more show than eat. Like
more show than go.
I want to know what else they served them because that couldn't have been it. It's like, all right, hey, here's the fun.
I'm sort of surprised that these guys who are like California natives, and a lot of them are Hispanic, so they will eat different things.
Yeah, no, rabbit I figure is a little bit more common.
But like whole animals makes you a little uncomfortable. Unless some of them were Hawaiian and just looked Hispanic, in which case they eat whole pigs all the time.
Yeah. No. Like whole pig, that's one thing because that's kind of permeated the popular culture.
Yeah.
Lamb.
That was a goat.
Yeah, it was a goat, but we're not as used to that as a culture. So it was like
actually, I eat goat a lot.
Goat, not lamb.
You eat lamb or goat. Honestly, a lot of the lamb that they give you is just goat.
Yeah,
they say lamb, but it's goat.
Yeah,
it tastes almost exactly the same, unless you're eating like just. Like a leg of lamb, that's real lamb. Or lamb chops, that's real lamb. But if you're getting like pieces of meat in something and it says it's lamb, it's probably goat.
All right. AfterBuzz exclusive. If you were in that crowd of cyclists, excuse me, and it was revealed and you saw that, would you rush to it, or would you go? Is there something? Do you have another thing?
It depends on my level of hunger. If I did in fact ride a bicycle there from Orange, California,
maybe
I'd eat a whole goddamn animal.
Yeah, all right.
But
goddamn them all.
Just looking at it, I'm like, I don't know if I'd run. I'd kind of like, what is?
Yeah, because there are two dudes that just ran to that rabbit, and then it was
they
weird.
Must have had rabbit. I don't know.
It was weird. It's like, oh, I never get rabbit anymore. They seem to really like it. You know, like, it was really cool. Harley broke
I'm sure they cooked it really well.
No,
I don't have any doubts about that.
Yeah, I have no doubts about that either. It's just unusual for an American audience, so I wonder how that stacked up.
Eating whole animals.
Yeah, right? It's a little weird. Harley broke the bike. He sat on the handlebars and ended up taking the bike down. That's
Big surprise!
It's a 300-pound man putting all of his weight on where you're not supposed to put all your weight.
Like a little girl.
Yeah.
You are
Harley.
not...
Spoiler, AfterBuzz exclusive, you're not a little girl.
I'd like to see him in a skirt, though. Not sexually. Just for laughs. I saw where your mind was going. I saw that. I mean, I'm sure he's got great legs, though. I did see a little bit of leg when he dropped trow in the bike place. He was wearing some boxer briefs. I took note.
How is that one of your? You took a mental picture of that for later?
Maybe I did.
Can't say what.
I like baiting you and just watching you squirm. That's actually one of my favorite things.
You are a masturbator.
Yeah.
So they ended the show with the a preview of the music video, which you can watch now on their YouTube channel, youtube.com/mealtime. And it's I mean, it's interesting. Dave nailed his verse, but it was just kind of like a hard cut, like, yeah, everybody had a good time. Harley liked manhandling that dude, that cyclist. He really did.
Because it was a little guy.
Some people think that animals can ride bicycles. I'm here to change your just right. I'm here to change
his
how you
whole head.
His whole head. He could have probably just popped it right off like flipping Ichabod Crane. But solid episode. We just couldn't really get into the meal, and I honestly would have preferred them to do like a Wellington for like a high class British societal like tea party sort of thing. It's like a high noon British tea. That's what I mean. I know that we kind of did that already.
There's so many British pubs too they could go to.
I mean I know we already did the parody. But I do want to see them do a high tea, an epic high tea. If anybody has the cojones to let them do that, because I think they could, like, I can only imagine the sweets and the sausages, and I'm making myself hungry, and we got another show to do. Jeez. All right. Robin Hood. So the poop.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It's right over there.
It's right over there. But we're hoping that the Epic Meal Empire shows. They're still trying to find their stride. We felt like they found their stride already in the first season.
Yeah.
There's some improvements, some steps forward, some steps back. I don't know when they're coming back from their break.
Actually, that's a fine point. We're right where we left off.
Yeah.
Which kind of weirded me out.
Yeah, no, we're caught up.
Further?
No, we're caught up, and they haven't put any new episodes on, so we'll keep you.
We may or may not be here next week.
We'll keep you in the know. Actually, that's a good transition. In order to keep an eye on the show, you should probably follow us on Twitter and AfterBuzz on Twitter. So, right. Hobo, where can the folks find you on Twitter?
They can find me on Twitter at TrueHoboProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo. I got a new design up. I like it. I just gotta make a couple of tweaks. Couple of tweaks.
Is it actually up yet?
It's up. It's been up for a little while, but a couple of tweaks.
Let me know. I might be able to help you with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, not in the design, but in how it's on the shirt.
Oh, I see.
It's gonna have to be an oversized design, because right now it's a 12x9.
Okay.
That's too small.
Okay. We'll talk about it later.
But yeah,
right?
Go take a look. WrestlingTees.com/Hobo.
You know what? I'll do that.
Soapbox, car, TV, YouTube. I get hit in the head a lot.
Okay. You get, like he was mentioning, soapboxcartv.com on .youtube.com. That's not even a thing. On YouTube, Soapbox Car TV. That's where we have our wrestling entertainment show. We're on a bit of a hiatus due to some technical stuff.
Shit exploded.
All right.
Not gonna lie.
All right.
We were filming and things exploded.
Things exploded. And we're working on it.
I'm breaking on some rust.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Rust on my tongue.
You can find
Don't
us.
ask me where I got rust on my tongue.
You can find me on Twitter at Soapbox Mark, and you can find all of us here on AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV. Make sure to follow us, and we'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.